Hello everyone, welcome back to the Evoverse. As we can see, Shadowverse Evolve has just released a new expansion called BP06 Colosseum Paragons. Which some of you might already know these distinguished expansions with a lot of appealing characters from the mobile game version. A lot of adjustment has been done for these cards to be fit in the physical card version. Some of you might wondering like, what card should I use in the expansion, right? Since there are already a lot of variants and card pool right now. And what if your world champion going to help you answer that questions? Before that, I'm going to explain a bit about environment in Japan and how this deck works. And I encourage you to try it yourself and adjust it as you like. As much as we know, Kuon, Amatas, and our most hated Heaven Egg are decks that will dominating the environment soon. But are there any other decks than that? Yes, there are. But sadly, maybe some of them has a power that's not ripe enough, or maybe hard to be piloting, or maybe expensive than the others deck. The decks are become less picked during the Japan Grand Prix. But fear not, as I already tried these decks via online box. And positive that there's still a lot of cards that can be used in these expansions. We'll try to break down it one by one for each craft. For this one, we will talk about the Forestcraft decks. Feel free to put in the comment what you think about these decks. Okay, without further ado, let's talk about it. First, Aggro Fairy Forest. Yep, this one is one of the most favorite deck in this environment right now. Aggro Fairy Forest. The point of the deck is quite simple, I guess. Just need to generate a lot of Pixies tokens in the early as possible, and then pump them up with a lot of power-up tools and let them hit hard to your opponent with a cheap cost attack OTK damage. Amatas himself is already broken without any help from the other cards, I guess, and pretty scary if you get high roll. But the downside of these decks, only you need to make sure that you're not wasting any resources exist in your board, hand, and EX area. Since this deck uses a lot of tempo and followers, once your opponent keep you on their track with a lot of healings, wards, and removers, you need to be quick to change your plane in that time. I do recommend this standard variant, but I think added some tech can be good for you, such as maybe King Elephants, Silverbolt, Cassiopeia, or Elf Knight Cynthia, Aria, and still many more, I guess. As for myself, I guess this is the most comfort Aggro Fairy for me, since I really love this deck consistency and I almost have everything that I need. I love combo in this deck, which enabled the Sukuna, Elf Songs, Rose Gardener, and Ivy Spell Bombs, also Spinaria Evac at launch, and thanks to the Fairy Whips and Fairy Pixie tokens, the combo for this deck is going to be pretty cheap. And what's more, our Rhinoceros is back into the action. Second, Control Forest. What I found interesting in this deck is, you can always keep restrict your opponent moves with a lot of good old tempo cards, such as Mark of the Six, and then Crystalia Lily, Rose Gardener, Cassiopeia, and also Deepwood Anomaly. In here, I used Rose Queen based deck playstyle. You could use a Rose Queen combo with Aria, or maybe even using Anomaly to end the game. And you should know that the addition of Bob Sata is very crazy and awesome for this deck. It covers almost every weaknesses that this deck never can be cured before. Unlike early Control Forest deck in previous expansions, this deck become less and less problematic and the tempo become much better. There's a lot of tech card and support card that you could substitute the card in the deck, such as Executions, Rose Deer, Crystalia Tia, or maybe even Elephant if you want to have additional damage. Since the point of this deck is more like doing things based on what your opponent did and foresight your opponent next turn play. So if you like playing Control, this Control Forest is one of the best in my opinion. You like dark skinned woman with abs and close to nature? You got it here, boss. Even though this one type is considered quite low in power, I myself quite scared with this deck potential if you guys not aware of what this deck going to do. This deck basically play around the symbol combo that consistently filled the board with a lot of good singularity cards, such as Apostle of Unkilling, the Cell Jaguar, Wildwood Matriarch, and the Limaga herself. And good thing is, this type is already exists and perform quite well, with the BP05 Omen card, the Omen of Unkilling. I personally like Limaga since he can consistently deal damage to your opponents while get another follow to your field. And I realized, since we will do a lot of boarding here, why not we combine it with cards such as Goblin Princess so we can spam board from turn 2 until the end of the game while keeping traits in check every turn. And since this deck has a lot of followers, I think it's going to be great if we build it into the semi-aggro axis. As you can see in my deck, there's quite less removal, but there's a lot of tempo followers. I personally put King Elephant in the deck as a surprise element. Okay, that's it for the Forestcraft deck that I think can be playable and do a lot of things in its expansion. I advise you to try it yourself and tweak it to your liking. Since all of that I mentioned, I do believe they still have a lot of potential to be more powerful and well played enough to compete in the new environment. Be creative and never let yourself stuck in one place. If you have any recommendation or nice creation deck, feel free to mention me at the comment section or at my social media. We'll very appreciate it if you guys have a nice deck to be shared with the others. That's it for today and thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe if you like the video. And I will see you in the next video. See ya!